Hi Scorpio, welcome in. I'm Trace and you're watching Earth Star. I'm going to be doing a little reading for you for the next 2 weeks. Let's see what Spirit is bringing through for you. I'm channeling the messages, so they're coming through my tarot cards and they are being left here for you to take. And remember, it's a collective message, so take what you need and what resonates for you. I'm using my tarot, vintage tarot here, and I'm going to be asking 3 questions for you, Scorpio. 3 questions. So Scorpio, what is the inner wisdom that you need to align with for the next 2 weeks, right? And the second card will be what will help you stay grounded in these challenges that come along. You know, everybody's got challenges. How do you stop to overanalyzing life, and how do you sort the challenges out, if any, actually, if any? And then the third week will be what intention should you focus on? Not the third week, the third card. What should you set your intentions for, and what should you be focusing on? So, Scorpio, let's see what's coming up for you. Let's see what's coming up for you, Scorpio. And we have the first card. We've got the Knight of Cups. What is your inner wisdom for the next 2 weeks? Now, Scorpio, you are a water sign, and cups are your sign. So this Knight of Cups, he is the knight of everything that he believes is in his heart. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He believes that he is amazing in love. He's amazing in anything that he can do emotionally. Now, Scorpio, sometimes you can be your own worst enemy when it comes to that. So this is saying to you that in the next 2 weeks, anything that comes across your path, know that you can be emotionally involved in it. You can be invested in it. I know that you're not assigned to be, what's the word, overly emotional with people. It's more internal. But he is saying to you, perhaps tell the people around you that you love them. If somebody has done something nice for you, express it. Express that to them. And I think that's the inner wisdom that Spirit is saying to you now in the next 2 weeks. Perhaps make it more about others than yourself in this expression of love, because it'll make you feel better. You will have a better understanding of people if you open up to them. You know, everybody's on a journey on their own. We are all walking this path on our own. But if you have people in your circle that perhaps need encouragement, perhaps need a little bit of a barrier coming down from your side, this is saying to you, your Spirit is saying to you that you need to open up a little bit to those people and tell them how you feel. And then perhaps you'll get a different reaction to your relationship with them, colleagues, parents, children. So there's a lovely message for you there. Knights are always moving forward. They don't bring up the past. They don't drag up everything from the past. They're always focusing forward, and because this is an emotional cup, it's saying don't bring up anything from the past, rather focus on what's going forward. That's the inner wisdom that has come through for you. The second card is what will help you stay grounded should you overanalyze anything, should you have any challenges coming towards you. And you've got the Ace of Swords. Now this is completely opposite to this now, because this is saying your headspace needs to be aligning with your heart. So this is saying your words that come out of your mouth needs to be in a different way that they were before. So let's say the challenges that come along for you and you're overanalyzing, you need to try and put yourself into thinking differently, saying things differently. And that fits so nicely in with your Knight, because that's not in your nature to be overly emotional or to be overly kind to somebody. And this Ace of Swords is saying to you, that is what you need to actually focus on, is, again, make sure that you are speaking kindly to others, that you, if people are challenging you, don't retaliate. Use a completely new direction, because what's happening here, you've got a victory wreath on the top of this Ace of Swords, and you've got the hand of God coming in to say to you, I'm offering this to you. I'm giving it to you in a challenge. Please don't mess it up, Scorpio, because this is where your victories are going to be. Yes, there's going to be challenges, but if you have a different mindset, a different headspace, and a different tongue set, the way that you communicate with others differently, that for you, my dear Scorpio, is going to make your whole world change for the next 2 weeks. And then your third card is what intentions should you set and what should you focus on? And there you go. Can't make this stuff up, Scorpio. Now, the 10 of Cups is the card of euphoria. It's the card of your emotions reaching a point in life where you really can't be happier. It's the card of winning the lotto in your emotions. And you can see there's a happy family here. You've got this rainbow of cups above your head. And that's just saying to you that if you follow the advice, that is what you should be focusing on. That's the intentions that you should set. Let's say you aren't aren't resonating with this. And I said at the beginning of this reading that this isn't for everybody, but I think this actually is. Every single one of you out there, all of you Scorpios that are out there that are perhaps waking up in the morning and having a thought or intention that is pushing you away from people, that is taking you away from being involved in life and involved in expressing who you are. This card is saying this is what you should be focusing on, because that's going to make you happier. This is going to bring you a lot more abundance than perhaps a witty comment that's going to hurt someone, or perhaps a avoidance that's going to hurt someone. Yes, of course, if somebody is not being very kind to you, walk away. But this is also saying to you that when you are changing your approach to something, they will feel differently towards you. Now that's a very big message for you, Scorpio, because I know you aren't outwardly emotional, right? That is a definite. I know that Scorpios are very inwardly emotional. You don't express yourself too hectically of what goes on inside your heart. But this Ten of Cups is saying to you today that when you make magical plans with people that you love, things will change. So don't feel alone in this, because this is a very social week, 2 weeks coming up. Instead of focusing on people who bring you down or challenging you, rather focus on those that influence you in a loving way. I think that is what you can do. So it's a very social 2 weeks. Tell them how you feel. Appreciate the people around you, because this is what you need to be focusing on. And if you're in a relationship and you don't know how to take it to the next level, this is leveling up to proposals and to commitments. If you've come here for a relationship reading, Scorpio. So I think this is about relationship bliss with everybody else and relationship bliss for yourself. And you're quite a witty sign. So if you come to a challenge with people, remember to curb that tongue, okay? And never underestimate the energy of being nurturing outwardly. I know that, as I said before, you're not an outwardly a nurturing sign, but celebrate that for the next 2 weeks. I think that's what this is coming up full blast for you. All right, let's see what your oracle cards are. All right, what have you got for Scorpio from the Sacred Traveler's deck? What can help Scorpio for the next 2 weeks? Let's see what you've got. And you've got taking shelter. The answers are within. Now, that is very interesting, because I just said to you, that's a very social week. Now, if you are finding that you are really battling being kind to people, and perhaps the idiots around you are really getting on your last nerve, this is what you do. In the balance of that, when you're working at nighttime or in the afternoons, or whenever you've got a chance to yourself for the next 2 weeks, just spend a little bit of time alone, and you'll find that when you give yourself a good talking to, that is where you'll find your emotional happiness, because you are quite a deep sign. So let's see what's coming up for you in your challenges here, which is from the Kyle Gray Raise Your Vibration deck. Now this is your heart chakra, okay, which are these cards here. You've got forgiveness brings freedom. And I think in that quiet time, Scorpio, when you're taking shelter, when you have to balance it out, when you really have to push the factor that you need to be kinder to others. And I'm not saying that you aren't. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that you are quite an intelligent sign that battles with idiots. And when I say idiots, I don't mean there are idiots out there. It's the behavior of people. People can be silly sometimes. People can really get low vibrational and say stupid things, and perhaps even in traffic where people cut you off and there's egos involved. I think, Scorpio, that is a very big, broad outline here, is where you need to take the shelter. Keep your mouth shut. Be kinder to yourself and to others, and forgive them, because they are all on their own journey. And I think at the end of the day, we have to realize that there are thousands of humans out there. They're all living the same challenges you are. So that freedom that you can give yourself when you just let that go and take a big breath and say, you know what, you're looking very pretty today, or you look so lovely in that color, or whatever. Just bring yourself to give a bit of an injection of euphoria. I think that's where you can forgive others in a lot easier plane. Like, it's not a very deep message, but I think it's quite a it's quite a hard message for you to hear, Scorpio, because your intentions are always to perhaps help others and make sure that everybody else, depending on what your chart is, but Scorpios are usually quite emotionally deeply for others. And then you get that last little tweak that pushes you over the edge. And this Spirit is saying to you today, please realign with that. If you take shelter if you have to, and forgive others for they do not know what they do. Okay, Scorpio, I think that's enough rambling from me. I hope your next 2 weeks helps you to take a deep breath and realign with what emotionally sets you free. Okay, take care.